This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome back to the Auto Repair Marketing Mastermind. This podcast episode has been in the works for a little bit. At least in my mind, it's been in the works for a while. I don't know that Betty even knew it, and finally reached out and got it all scheduled. But just want to welcome you back, and super grateful to have Betty Otero with Greg Smith Automotive down in Belleview, Florida. And we are going to dig in and talk about some really super cool things that they've been doing down there or over there from where I am in Louisiana. Before we jump in, I do want to just pause and give our sponsors a shout out.
ShopBoss is software built by shop owners for shop owners. ShopBoss offers real solutions backed by real experience. Simply put, it's shop management software that works your way. When customers are in the lobby and cars are on the lift, you don't have time for a learning curve. That's where ShopBoss comes in, with profit-boosting features that work the way you need them to right out of the box. From built-in DVI to robust customizable reporting, ShopBoss makes everything about running a shop work more smoothly. Plus, with their Boss Pay Payments feature powered by 360 Payments, you can enter the era of totally paperless payments. From text-to-pay, remote payments, and consumer financing options, to compliance, surcharging, and now even offering PayPal and Venmo options. Everything is built right into ShopBoss. Plus, everything is backed by a fantastic support team with one goal in mind: your success. Be the boss with ShopBoss. Independent auto repair shops, get ready to transform your business with AppFueled. It's time for your professional auto service shop to have its own customer loyalty app. AppFueled will build an app that launches a custom loyalty program for your shop in 30 days or less, fully integrated with your point of sale system. Bring Fortune 500 level customer retention strategies to your business without the Fortune 500 budget. Many shops are enjoying the benefits. Our app engages your customers with a loyalty ladder, enticing them to climb the next rung, coming back more often and spending more each visit, all with your own app. Build loyalty with your customers to your brand and boost your shop's growth. Get your first app in 30 days or less, all without breaking the bank. Ready to start? Let AppFueled take your business to the next level. Go to appfueled.com or meet founder Jeremy Glasgow and book your complimentary app vision session at appfueled.com/Jeremy. That's appfueled.com/Jeremy.
All right. Here we are, Betty. We made it.
Yay!
Thank you for coming on today. I've had
Thank you for having me. I've been very grateful that you're having me here.
Oh, absolutely. It brings, every time I see things that you're doing or you message me and tell me how cool something went or whatever, it just brings me back to when we had our shop. And I'm by no means am I saying that I want to have another shop, but I've said this before. We didn't have social media was nowhere near what it is now. Google wasn't really a thing when we had our shop. That really makes it sound like it was so long ago, but it really wasn't. And I know Brian and I have talked about all of the software programs that are out there now and shop softwares and just all the cool digital features and things that are available to shops now we didn't have. And so we're like, oh, what would we do differently? How would we use this or how would we use that? I'm living vicariously through you, through your social and all the cool stuff that you're doing in your shop. Betty and I first met when she took a class that I taught. Was it at Vision, Betty?
No, it was at the Institute's Mars program.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Maybe a year and a half ago.
Yep. It would have been 2 years because they rotate every other year. And it's coming up next week. Are you going?
No.
Okay.
Not.
So we'll be back. Brian and I leave, I think, a week from yesterday. So honestly, at this very moment, I might be teaching next week at Mars. So yeah, we met and then we've stayed in touch, but we didn't really connect like on Facebook as friends until after another event earlier at the end of last year or earlier this year. So it's just been fun being friends with you and being able to see all of the cool things that you're doing. So let's just I want to start with a quote that I saw somewhere that you put out, and this is related to your backpack drive and that you've done that before. So I want to unpack the whole backpack drive. This is not, for those who are listening, it's not a back to school episode. It's a community efforts episode. And we're going to talk about how Betty started tapping into her community, lessons she's learned, and share some of the examples of some of the things that they've done. But somewhere I saw where you said, and I used to be a teacher and a school counselor, so this quote really just pulled at me, and it said, "It's just about making sure every child knows they matter." What sparked your idea to weave community outreach like the backpack drive so deeply into what y'all do at Greg Smith?
So I guess that's a twofold question. The first of all is I took your class and like I've texted you, you planted a seed into get involved in your community and do stuff in your community. So I did. Last year, I reached out to 2 elementary schools and I vowed to give them 100 backpacks each. And with that, I'm involved in the chamber. Now I'm involved in BNI. I'm very active networker. So what I did was I reached out, hey, I'm doing a backpack drive to my chamber, to my store across the street. Hey, can you help me? Can you help me? And I even turned it around and made it a campaign for our customers. We sent email blasts, text message blasts, and customers came in, and I have signs out in the front desk. I think it was like donate $15 and that will buy a backpack for a child. And my customers showed up. So did my community. So did my friends. And so last year we did 250 backpacks. So I committed to 200, but we ended up doing 250. So this year I did it again. Let me back up. Before I did that, I called the schools and say, what school supplies do you need? I have no idea what kids need anymore. My kids are in their 30s. So they gave me a list and I said, okay. And really amazing stuff happens every year, last year as well as this year. People through social media, because I posted on social media as well, on Instagram, Facebook, and people that I never knew would come to the shop and either donate money, bring a case of paper or what have you, whatever they wanted to bring. This one lady went and got a whole bunch of classroom supplies, which obviously weren't for the kids, but I have 3 customers that are very good customers of mine that are teachers. So I made little bags for them and look, this is for your classroom.
For the teachers.
For the teachers, yeah. It wasn't anything I could use. So I made bags for the teachers. So this year, again, I turned to the community. I turned to my BNI, my chamber people, everybody. And this year we did 368 backpacks full of stuff. And it is nerve-wracking. It's not easy. The cool thing is now with Walmart delivers, Amazon, Staples. So I would get these boxes. I was very efficient in taking inventory. So we were constantly taking inventory. So I knew what I needed and I knew what I wanted, not what I wanted, what I still needed. Excuse me. And it was an amazing experience. And in late July, I did a presentation at my local chamber breakfast meeting, and I told them what I was doing. I had the principal of the teacher there. I had the schools. She's called the community liaison is her title. And I told them their story, how needy the school was, how there's children that were homeless, children that don't have new clothes. And then I told them that this school has a closet. It's not a closet. It's like an office that's not being used, and they have used clothes, gently used clothes, shoes, toiletries, shampoo, soap, even food. So when the kids, I guess the teachers recognize that the kids need something, or sometimes the kids will say, they get shoes from there, they get jackets, they get whatever clothing they need, and sometimes even the mothers don't have clothing. So there's a need. And through that presentation, mind you, this was like 2 weeks before I had to turn in the backpacks. Oh my goodness. I am so blessed. It exploded and more people wanted to join and more people just kept sending stuff. I mean, I'm like, send it. So this year we did 368 backpacks full of stuff. And it was an amazing experience. And All what I can say is for next year, it's going to be even bigger because now I have the attention of
Mhm.
bigger corporations than my
Mhm.
little shop that are willing and really want to help. And what I have found and the beauty of all of this is that people really do want to help.
Mhm.
Some people just don't know how, or some people just, it's not front of mind. It's, oh, I'll help. But so through the backpack drive, and we do Toys for Tots during Christmas, and we also do Adopt a Family on for these two
Thanksgiving.
elementary school Adopt a Family for
Okay.
Christmas.
Mhm.
And people are already calling, hey, are you going to do the Adopt a Family? And I'm like, yes, I am. So that's what we do. And it's really contagious. If somebody sees you excited about something,
Mhm.
they really pitch in. So I made it even more of a community event that then we had a breakfast backpack stuffing. And I again went out to my BNI, went out to my chamber people and posted it on Facebook all over the place. And I had, I think it was like 22 people just show up. Some people I didn't even, I was like, oh my God, only 6 people have told me that they're coming. How am I going to be stuffing
Right.
these backpacks all morning? And God, He provides, I'm telling you. And sure enough, we had 22 people and we got it done like in an hour and a half. We laid it out. So
Mhm.
it was very much an assembly line.
Yeah.
And we took pictures. It was posted all over the place. One of the big corporations that brought 7 or 8 people, they had their video guy come in and take videos. It was a thing. And I'm so excited. Next year, it's going to be even better. But you planted that seed, and I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Through telling people about my journey of this backpack drive, I learned that this is my why. Owning a shop was never my dream. I don't know that any woman, I don't want to say that. I don't know that anybody dreams about having a shop. Here I am. My husband wanted a shop, and I was like, sure, no big deal. But now I feel that I was put here by God, the universe, whatever. I was put here to be that voice for those elementary school kids
Mhm.
that, to me, that is the most important years that they don't feel terrible about themselves or
Mhm.
denied that they don't have shoes or denied that they don't whatever. So I am glad that I'm here. I'm glad that I have a big mouth, a bigger voice, and that I'm able to rally the troops, if you will, to put things out for these kids.
Mhm. Thank you for sharing all of that. I'll tell you a little bit. Do your kids, the kids there wear uniforms or they can wear whatever they want every day?
No, they could wear whatever they want.
So our school system switched to school uniforms and everybody thought, oh, this is great. Not everybody. Lots of people thought this is great because it's going to even the playing field. You don't have this kid wearing this brand name or this kid wearing this brand name. That is not what happened because they can wear whatever shoes they want. And then they're buying the brand name uniform top, right? So even if it can't have a logo, you still know if they can still tell, or whether they're wearing the cute hair bows or a watch or whatever it might be. And our great niece and nephew live next to us, and they are those kids that you're talking about. And Brian and I help, my sister is raising them. It's her grandchildren, but she's not in a position to be able to do, she can't buy all of that stuff for them. So Brian and I are helping with all of that. And I remember ordering all of their school uniforms and all of their school supplies. And like you were saying, you got the school supplies from the school, not really knowing what's needed. It was strange to me that my nephew, who is in 6th grade, his school supply list had all the typical things with it. My niece, who's in 3rd grade, it was only cleaning supplies, like no pencils,
Oh,
no pens. So I was like, I had to reach out. I'm like, is this list right? Who's giving her? Where's the paper, the binder, the crayons, the whatever? And apparently the school is supplying that. So you just never know what, like you said, some people don't know what to buy or what's needed, or you have to give them the framework. So you stepping out and saying, we're going to start with 100 backpacks for this school, 100 backpacks for that school. You open the door for people that want to help but don't know how. You are the catalyst or the mechanism for them to be able to do that. I'm curious about the planning part of it, because there are people listening. You took a class where I was like, do this community thing. And you took that seed and you watered it and you grew this thing and you made it what it is. But some people are afraid to get started because they don't know what the planning looks like. So talk a little bit about, from last year to this year, what did you learn? What did you do differently the second time around?
So I think first of all is the most important thing is calling the school and seeing what their supply list is. And then for me, I had to put two schools, because there's two elementary schools here, put that into one big list. And then I had a spreadsheet of and just keeping track of my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first time around, if something came in little grocery bags, I kept them in grocery bags. Not this time. Oh no, it was mayhem. So I went to Lowe's and I was like, I don't care if this cost me $100. I am going to be so organized. And I'm glad I did, because it helped my sanity.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pretty big office and you couldn't walk in my office. I had so much stuff in here. So I went to Lowe's, I got some boxes, and
Like some organizer bins.
I didn't get bins. I just got the packing boxes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The moving boxes, excuse me.
Yep.
And so if there was 50 composition books, so every composition book box had 50 composition. So then when I would take them to the different schools, they were already organized. I have 4 of these, 2 go to this school, 2 go to that school. The same thing with the crayons, the pencils, the rulers, everything was divided, everything was put in boxes. Because if you're organized, it's not that bad.
Yeah. I bet the school was super happy that you delivered it that way too.
We did the backpack packing at the school. So,
Okay.
yeah, so loading my car and unloading my car at the school and doing all of that, it was perfect. So one school allowed us, I should say, to do the backpack stuffing, and that's where I had all the volunteers, and it was a big thing. The other school did not, but they did mention that. Funny that you say that. They're like, thank you. Everything is so organized, because everything was like 75 spiral. Everything was labeled, so they knew what went where and how they were going to distribute the supplies.
I remember you sending me videos through Facebook Marketplace. That is Brian Walker coming out of my mouth right there. Bless it, Jesus. No, Facebook Messenger. You were sending me, look what's happening. And it was so cool. You actually got some really cool PR from, was it the newspaper or a TV news station?
Yes, and I feel kind of weird about it, but not in the beginning, but not now. What I've learned is to do press releases when I'm doing this community stuff. I don't do this for the PR, but now I understand that the PR is part of the process.
Yes,
I understand that the PR is not going to benefit, it will benefit me, but it'll benefit my cause, which is helping these kids. So through the PR release, another business locally here went to the school and said, what do you need? And they're like, we need, I think it was like 30 clickers for the teachers for their, I guess,
boards.
Yeah. I didn't even know teachers had those. But anyway, so they needed, and that because of my PR release, this company reached out to the school and they got them. I think it was like $600 worth of clickers. Press releases are everything. Press release. And what really is a press release is just who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then what do you expect to get out of it? And I sent that to the local newspapers. I sent that to the TV channel. I sent that to the radio stations. Every media outlet, news media outlet, I sent it to. And interesting enough, from there, it just catapulted. And because of the press releases, because it was more than one, next year is going to be phenomenal. So next year, I'll probably have to spread out to even the middle school.
I love that you're talking about that because I have a friend locally who owns a business. She supports anything and everything in our community, but never wants to talk about it because she's like, she's trying to be humble and I don't really want to talk about how I sponsor this or I sponsor that. And then there was a shop owner recently who asked the question to Brian and I, how do I promote my community involvement without sounding like I'm bragging or without sounding like I need a pat on the back? And we did a whole podcast episode specifically about that. And you just hit the nail on the head as you said, you now understand your why you're on this earth, what your purpose is, what you're here to do. When you share that, you allow and you open up space for people to come in and help and contribute and let that flower grow, if you will, or water that seed. And so I think it's super smart that you have had that level of awareness a year or so in to realize, oh, this is part of the puzzle and it's just helping me to help more people when I tell the story. And you're making it about them. You're making it about the kids, the teachers, the school, the community. So I think it's just awesome. And the next thing I was going to talk about was how but you answered it already, is how you start doing your thing and it allows other businesses to come alongside, whether they come along and partner with you or they tag along some kind of way. And like that other company, your efforts caused them to say, gosh, I can help too. And together as a community, we can really make a big impact. But you had talk about the other businesses that were involved. If I remember correctly, was there a chiropractor, a pizza place?
A chiropractor. The chiropractor is the local chiropractor here in Bellevue. It was Papa John's Pizza. Through the chamber, I met, now Kim, and I know you know this, but for everybody else, I've never met a stranger. I talk to everybody. I talked to the Papa John lady, and she owns like 3 franchises of Papa John's, but the one particular here in Bellevue, and she was like, she put free pizza coupons on everybody's backpack. Hey, good for her. But she was there helping. She donated oh, like 48 backpacks and more stuff. And next year she offered for the month of July, on every pizza box in Bellevue is going to have donate to the backpack drive. So that's
Oh, wow.
one of the many things that next year is going to be. Some things I could talk about, some things I can't just yet.
Yeah, sure.
But that I can. And just because I've never met anybody, that I never met a stranger, and I'm always networking. I'm always out there talking to people and really interesting stuff. And people just now know. And you want to know something really weird? What was weird for me? So after my backpack drive, after the press release, I go to a chamber event, a local after hours monthly chamber event. I had, no lie, 5 or 6 people come up to me that I had never seen in my life, never knew who they were. Hey, I saw what you did at your backpack drive. That was awesome. Here's my business card. Call me next year. I want to help. And it's happened all the time. Now, mind you, I did the car show too. So people now, oh, I saw the car show. Oh, I saw your backpack drive. So they're starting to know that I am a staple here in this community. And I had to, I think I was at another chamber event. The mayor of the city came up and said, thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. It's just amazing. Thank you for spearheading that. And really, people, they will follow you. If it's for a good cause, a good purpose, they will follow you. Is everybody going to follow you? Absolutely not. But
you probably don't want everybody to follow you either.
No, but that's very true. But people, or sometimes, and one lady in particular said to me, I didn't know that Bellevue had homeless kids. I didn't know, and I didn't know this when I started this journey either. It's through talking to the teachers, through talking to the principal, and really, wow, I didn't know there was that need here in this community. It has been a blessing, and I'm so happy and so excited for next year and all the awesome things that we're doing for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the momentum is building and you start off and it's a lot of hard work and a lot of time, money, energy, effort. And you may start wondering, is this really paying off? Am I wasting my time? Am I wasting my money? But when you really start doing all those things, what you are feeling, seeing, and witnessing right now really starts happening and your name becomes well known in your community for being just great people and loving on people and caring about the community. And it's just, we've always said done is better than perfect. So we're going to talk in a little bit about this, but start small. Just get something under your belt, get a rep in for doing some event or some fundraiser type thing, some backpack, whatever it might be, and grow from there. Now, you mentioned your car show, and I think you're talking about the Founders Day car show.
Yes.
Taking the lead on a signature event for the town. That is no small feat. So what inspired you to do that? How did you approach getting that done?
Oh my God. I've never worked so hard before in my life. That, I'm not going to lie to you, that was hard work, but I did it. So what happened, again, because I'm involved in the chamber, I'm an ambassador for the chamber. The people of the city know me, they know my face. So the city actually approached me and said, "Hey, we want to do a car show at Founders Day. Do you want to sponsor it?" And I was like, yes. I didn't even think about all the work behind it. Just, yeah, car show, yay. So anyway, the car show was to raise money for the United Way of Marion County, which is our county. And there was, because it is a city event with Greg Smith Automotive, there were certain guidelines that I had to follow, which was fine. And the city picked out the judging. So Greg Smith's can't be, "Oh, you didn't pick my car." The city did the judging. I just organized it. And again, is putting the feelers out in social media, putting everything out in different trades. So there's magazines for car shows and what car show is going to be where. So we did that. We did Facebook, Instagram. The city posted it all over the place because it was their event as well. And I, again, turned to my BNI partners, turned to my chamber people. I bought the goodie bags and they were full. The chiropractor, the pest control guy, the realtor, I mean, it was full of stuff. The lady from Papa John's, it was really cool. And that was just word of mouth. Now, my husband and I are gearheads. We do quite a bit of car shows. We are in a car show club. So I called all the club people that I know and they were, "Yeah, sure, we'll be there, sure." And then one thing that I think is very important is if you put a little stipend, like the club that has the most participants, for in my case, I donated $250. So the club that had the most participants got $250.
Okay.
And the cool thing was, I have a friend that owns a comedy club here locally. He gave me a stack of envelopes with 2 tickets to go in with free drinks and whatever. Anyway, the club that won the most participation had 24 people. I had exactly 24 cards. How amazing was that? So not only did that club win $250, which the club put that money away for their Christmas party. That was so funny. And here we are in May. But anyway, so they put that money away for the Christmas party, and every participant got 2 tickets to the comedy show. And then second place everybody got, and again, there was, I think 16. I think I had 17. I had 16 free pizza coupons from my friend from Papa John's. The raffle.
She's a great friend.
Oh my God, she's amazing. She's the most beautiful person. And she's very quiet. So unlike me, she's very quiet and she smiles, but she's incredible for the community. Then, I had Napa, I had Jasper Engines, I had O'Reilly's, I had who else? I had National Parts Depot. All these big sponsors donate raffle tickets. And again, I turned to my chamber people and my BNI people. "Hey, I need gift baskets. Can you guys?" And I got them. So it's just a matter of asking, and don't be shy about it. It's not like you're asking for yourself. You're asking for a cause or the cause. And then again, There was press releases after the car show
Mm-hmm.
telling people, oh, I think we ended up, after everything was said and done, I think it was like $1,500 between, at the end of the day, it was $1,500 that we raised for the
United Way.
United Way. Yeah. And so there was another press release. So I'm going to my little chamber event and I'm just happy. Again, I had absolute strangers come up to me. Hey, I saw the car show. And it was an amazing experience. And the car show, I ended up for my very first car show with 91 cars. It was amazingness.
Wow.
And so the car clubs definitely came out. What I did after is I sent every car club, I sent every sponsor surveys. What did you like about the car show? What would you change? What would, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to participate next year? And everybody said they would participate next year. There was a little bit of problems of people parking and stuff. Now I know I need a lot more volunteers because once
Mm-hmm.
those cars start rolling in,
Yep.
it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But for next year, I'm going to ask a high school to come and volunteer hours.
Key Club or something like that.
ROTC. My son used to be an ROTC, and my son's like, why didn't you call the ROTC? I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about it. But for next year, the ROTC, because all these high school kids need volunteer hours.
Sure.
So they could direct traffic. It's not
Mm-hmm.
rocket science.
Mm-hmm.
And so the car show was on the bottom of a lake. So people got to park on the lake. I did spend money. I probably spent a few $1,000s, but it was well worth it. Can I tell you, since the first press release of that car show to today, my sales are up like 30%. But I keep working it. It's not like I did that. I'm out there, and the press releases again for the car show was for the United Way. The backpack drive was for kids. So I'm not doing it selfishly.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm putting a press release out, it's for a purpose.
Yeah.
That as a result that my phones may ring. Great. It's a bonus. It's so funny. You do have to tell your staff when press releases are coming because those we are for 9/11, we are sponsoring a little show with the city for 9/11, and they put out the press release. My service advisor calls me. Did you put out a press release and didn't tell? I'm like, oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. The phones are going crazy.
Yes.
I don't know about algorithms. I don't know that computery techie stuff, but I can tell you that every time there's a press release, our phones ring. And I can also tell you that your customers are watching. I just had yesterday a customer here. She's, hey, great job on your backpack drive. That was so awesome because there was videos and stuff of us assembling the backpacks. She says, oh, that was so wonderful. And customers like being my customer because of what I do.
Oh,
I
that
feel.
is a clip right there, right? That's a clip to be pulled out. Yes, customers, we talk all the time about people want to know and trust you. And when you're out there doing all of these things that you're doing at Greg Smith Automotive, Betty is hitting the pavement for listeners, you're hearing, and I hear shops all the time saying, I joined the chamber and it never worked for me. Are you working it like Betty's working it? You have to be engaged. It's just like a gym membership. We say this all the time. The gym is not going to work if you don't go to it. And so it's the same with the chamber. It's the same with BNI, is getting out there, being engaged. And you're super smart, Betty, that you're taking each step of the process going, what did I learn from this? How am I going to make this better? How am I going to do this a little differently next time? So what is your you're doing all this marketing stuff. Is your actual role at the shop marketing, or are you what's your
I would love to just do marketing and sales, but
Exactly.
So I'm pretty much, the buck stops here. I do the hiring, the firing. I'm training my service advisor. I have one that's fairly new to the industry. I have another service advisor that's very seasoned, and him now, so can I tell you that my team loves what I do? And
you keep them busy.
oh, I keep them busy, and they like it's like they have pride in where they work
For sure.
because of what we do. I'll tell you a short story that's off topic. We have weekly team meetings, and I am working with actually advising a nonprofit that works with veterans with PTSD.
Mhm.
And I said, hey guys, you want to do a red shirt, because they've been asking for that. They Red Friday, remember everyone deployed. And
Mhm.
I'm like, if you guys want that, I'll buy the shirts, but every Friday, if you're wearing the shirt, you got to put $2 in the bucket. At the end of the month, we'll give it to Outdoor Valor, which is that charity. And they were like, yeah, we'll do it. No problem. Okay. So this past week, they're like, what are we doing in October? I'm like, for what? What are we doing for October? It's breast cancer month. And I'm like, you guys are going to wear pink? And they're like, yes. And then there was a whole discussion. Apparently, in their mind, there's a man pink. What do you mean a man pink? I'm like, okay. So we came up with a slogan: we break for breast cancer, or let's put the brakes on breast cancer.
Do you
And
know about breaks for breasts?
yes, I
Okay.
do.
All
Yes,
right.
I do. And so these big mechanic bulky guys want to wear pink, but it has to be the man pink. But this is my team. This wasn't even my idea. I am so flippin' proud, that now my team is coming up with how to help or how to
Yep.
give back. So
You
next
lit a
week's
fire. You lit a
yes.
fire in them.
So next week I have I have 4 organizations for October who we vote, because it's not my decision, it's the team decision, who we vote to donate whatever money we donate for breast cancer. It's contagious. And I have inspired at least 3 people that I could think off the top of my head, business owners, to do their own thing in their local schools and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's contagious, but also don't expect everybody to get that contamination. Some people just want to participate. They don't have the brainwidth or the bandwidth to do what I do, and that's okay. There's plenty of other Bettys in the world that do what I do.
Yeah.
But in the shop, go back to your question, I'm doing payroll, I'm doing just everything. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But I have to keep a very strict calendar. Like Mondays is my marketing Mondays. Mondays I'm the one that posts my Facebook stuff. I'm the one that, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And because I follow your podcast, so my September's done. I'm already working on October. So it's a lot of planning, but I enjoy it. And to me, to do events it's what we do, I guess.
You hit on something I want to back up to just briefly, and that is your team has caught on to this and it's now part of your company culture.
100%.
And they're now proud to wear that shirt away from the shop in the grocery store where people see where they work, and they're probably talking about, oh yeah, my shop is doing this or we're doing that. And in doing that, you're also creating a reputation that is attractive. So when you need to hire, you now have a place where people want to work. So just think that's super smart, amazing, cool, all that.
So to that point, I just hired an A technician. The guy is phenomenal. He moved here from Pennsylvania. I don't know who, how, what. He found me on Facebook, and I believe we had an ad out. Anyway, he called us and he found us and he liked us because of our community involvement. And he is here now, and I didn't have to hire a headhunter. I didn't have to hire. People call us all the time looking for work.
That's
Because
amazing.
this is somewhere where you want to be. You know what I mean?
Yep. There's so many things that come from the work that you do when you do things like that for the community. And we just laid out multiple of them. And you were talking about all of the different roles, that the hats that you wear, which as shop owners, we did the same. And most shop owners are doing this and doing this. And then you answered the question that I had, which is, how are you doing it? And so you hit that highlight of being disciplined about your calendar and kind of time blocking. So I love that you shared that. So what's next? What's coming up? You did share something that was coming up. You talked about some of the holiday things. Is there anything coming up that you haven't shared that you want to talk about?
So I am getting, well, here, I'm getting approached by a few different organizations, and I believe in partnering. Okay. Even with the shop down the street, half a loaf is better than no loaf. We are trying to partner, or we will be partnering with the school and other businesses here to have that pantry, the school
Mm-hmm.
pantry. I already made the school. I've been helping the school. The school teachers are teachers. They're not marketers like you and I. To me, to ask for a charity, whether it's money or raffle prizes, that's part of marketing. We are helping them build that little closet or office of supplies so that kids have them. And I'm also helping because I had that the school has all of these events throughout the year. So I said, please give me a list of your events. I'm going to find sponsors for all of your events. And she's, what? I'm like, I got you. Don't worry. And so they have a Hispanic, or no, it's an international dinner because it is a mixed community here. I'm having another chamber friend that is a restaurant donating all the food for that.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a Friendsgiving. I have a friend from the chamber that owns a butcher shop. He's going to donate all the turkeys for that.
Yeah.
So it's getting the community together. And again, honestly, people want to help. They just don't know how, or it's not in the front of their mind. And if you have somebody that's bold enough like me, or scrupulous like me, that I just, hey, can you help? You
Right.
would be surprised how many people really do help.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm that voice, if I'm that face, and the school's able to do fundraising, the school's able to show kids, hey, this is important, this is going on. And I already told them they're going to have the best career day they've ever had with me and my chamber friends.
Yeah. Amazing.
So a
So
lot of good
good.
stuff.
So good, Betty. It's not only bringing me back to my shop owner days, but having been a teacher and a school counselor and doing a lot of the things that you're talking about from the school perspective, it's just bringing me back to those times. And I love it. For the shop owner that's listening, who wants to start giving back, but they feel like it's too small scale, what encouragement or advice do you have for the Betty of several years ago who was like, I'm not doing any of that. I don't know how to get started. I don't know what to do. What do you have to say to them?
Just pick up the phone, see if the school, and we're talking about schools, but just pick up the phone to anything that really speaks to your heart, whether it's a cat rescue, whether it's working with veterans, whether it's a women's shelter, whether it's a drug addiction shelter, whatever speaks to your heart. Just pick up the phone. And these agencies, and what I'm learning and finding, they have lots of needs, but they don't necessarily know how to tell the community what they need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a girlfriend that she does a lot with the Boys and Girls Club, and she just got a list from them and she posted it on Facebook. And I was like, oh, I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club when I was a kid. Or it wasn't the Boys and Girls Club, it was the YMCA. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, and they needed a blower, a yard blower for the leaves. I'm like, oh, I'll buy them that. I bought them,
Mm-hmm.
I took it to them, and that had nothing to do with PR, nothing to do with anything. But you
Right.
know what? When I needed help for my stuff, that lady reposted my stuff a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
So it comes back.
It's that partnership thing. Like you might not partner together on a specific event, but you can just partner on let's just get the word out and help in the community. And that's one of the things that I loved so much about, as you've so perfectly said, our chamber, our BNI group, all those organizations we were a part of. When you need something, they're there. Hey, we are wow, just a little over 45 minutes in, and I'm super grateful for your time today, Betty. And I know everyone else that's listening is also really grateful for that as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at whatever next event that might be. I do want to take a minute and invite everyone to join us in our Facebook group that I'm so proud of. It's been several years in the making, but this thing is off and running on its own now and just spectacular. Head over to Facebook and look for the Auto Repair Marketing Mastermind. Join that Facebook group and post about the things that you're doing in your shop to help other shop owners. It is all conversation from shop owners about marketing their shop, and lots of great things are happening there. And depending on when this episode is going to come out, this might be the last time that I talk about this. Brian and I have been flip-flopping on podcasts. It's actually been a minute since we've recorded one together. And it's just because we're both, even though we live together, we work together, you think that you could sit down together and record a podcast. We both have been doing kind of solo ones. So I know he's probably been talking about playing with the pros as well. Last year, it was very small, super quiet, private. We did not publicize it. It was invite only, and it went over spectacularly well. So we're doing it again this year. And because our son is a cadet at West Point, he's a firstie, which is a senior. This will be his last year there. So it's going to be our last year doing Playing with the Pros at West Point. So you'll get a chance to tour this leadership factory of our country that's just phenomenal. Your feet touch the ground there and you get chills. I've been there many times now, and every single time I'm there, I'm just captivated by the history, and you literally feel it from your feet to your head. It just kind of builds into your body when you're looking around and you're like, George Washington stood there. But that's not the purpose and the point of Playing with the Pros. It is for our shop friends who don't have a plan. They have no idea about this podcast. Oh, I really want to do something for back to school, but by the time I think about it, it's too late. That's why. And so we want to teach you how to create your full 1-year marketing plan. We're going to give you the space, the coaching, and the opportunity to create it. And you're going to leave Playing with the Pros knowing what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and having your plan put together. So visit planwiththepros.com for more information. There's only a few spots left. We are limiting it to 25 shops to keep it small, quaint, and very personable. So go check that out and get registered for that. And again, thanks everybody for listening to the auto. Let me back up. My God. Betty, tell people how they can find you. How can they connect with you? How can they reach you?
Sure. So you could reach me at Betty, Betty, at Greg with 2 G's, SmithAutomotive.com. Greg Smith Automotive in Belleview, Florida. And I am all about teaching and helping everybody. Kim, I feel like I'm your little muse. I do it like you do. And I'm going to see you at your Planning with the Pros. I'm very excited about that. But yes, if anybody wants to reach out, Greg Smith Automotive, Bellevue, Florida, they could reach me on Facebook Messenger, and I'll be happy to help and answer any questions that I can.
Yeah. And come to Plan with the Pros. You'll hear her, because I'm certainly pulling from some of the things that she's done. And so you'll be able to be in that same room with this amazing, talented lady. Thank you. All right, y'all. Thanks again for listening to the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast on the Aftermarket Radio Network. There are some other great shows on the network. You can find them at aftermarketradionetwork.com or on your favorite podcast listening apps like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many others. Tune in next week for another episode. Until then, go fill those bays.